Sometimes when you are being anxious or when you're overthinking because someone made plans and then they're not following up, just remember that they could be like me. They actually need the push too. It's nothing serious. It's not like they didn't mean it. They actually wanted it. When they said it in the moment, they wanted it.
But then what happens now? Say, for example, you ask and then you realize that they had not actually made any accommodation for those plans.
No, those people are the ones that are triggering the anxiety. Those people are the ones that are making the world more anxious day by day. And those people should be cancelled.
That escalated quite quickly.
Because I mean, you already know it's tough for everyone out there. It's tough, like processing all these emotions that we have to deal with. It's already tough as it is. So why are you making plans that you don't even want to fulfill?
Yeah, like maybe
just say I'm not
you
available.
just say it in passing, and then you.
Hey, welcome to the Safe Lounge. I'm Marilyn.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Caroline.
And we're happy to have you here, and we hope that you have subscribed.
If you have not subscribed, what are we waiting for?
Exactly. Like, what are you waiting for? And if you haven't started sharing our videos also, what are you waiting
for?
I mean, this is probably like the 19th or the 20th video.
Right. 19th. And in case, this is a good leeway into the session today. In case you are overthinking, should I share or should I not?
Don't.
Should I comment? What will people say? Would they not judge me? It's a safe lounge. It's a safe space.
Exactly. You can be free here. You can be free. And actually, we look forward to seeing this.
We
it's what encourages us. It's what keeps us going. Even if it's like a good job, or if it's like, guys, this episode was boring. It's okay. We prefer that than nothing at all.
True story.
Any feedback is better than no feedback at all. So guys, please subscribe.
Share and comment. Anyway, today we are talking about dealing with anxiety and what that looks like in everyday context. Because almost everyone, should I be bold enough to say everyone goes through these thoughts?
Yes.
A lot of people go through these thoughts where you're overthinking and, being anxious about a certain thing that you're going through or, in social situations. So we're going to talk about it. Talk about what it is that you'll be going through, what a person will go through when they're anxious, and the thoughts that we experience when you're going through these things and how to deal with them.
And we're not talking about like the whole breathing, panic attacks level of anxiety.
Yeah,
no.
not the formal diagnosis of anxiety disorder, but just the everyday.
The everyday anxiety that people go through, like, as you're going through your day or as you're... Anyway, let's dive right into it, right? We'll start with the social setting anxiety.
Okay.
And for that, it would be, for you, I'm sorry, I'm just going to go right there. Let's say you're meeting your boyfriend's or your partner's parents for the first time. What's going on in your head?
Gee. Before you even meet them. Days before.
No, when you're told. Let's start from when you're told, yes. I want you to meet my parents.
One, there's excitement, right? And then soon after the excitement, you're like, what will they think of me? Will they like me?
Yeah.
What should I wear? Do I even have anything to wear? I mean, your wardrobe is full of clothes that could be suitable, but you're thinking, would the colors work?
You
do
even
I
go.
say?
You even go to get a new hairstyle like they're going to be.
I need a hairstyle that's not too loud. That's not too just decent enough. What if I run out of things to say? And for me in particular, I sometimes when I'm nervous, I will just go quiet. So
You're thinking they're going to be like,
what if they think she's standoffish?
yeah.
What if they don't like me? What if, it just becomes awkward? You have those awkward moments when you're meeting people for the first time. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. But for me now, it's more or less when it comes to, I think there's that anxiety. On the outside, it looks all good. Like on the outside. The thing with me is now I can be smiling on the outside. Especially when I'm meeting someone for the first time. I can do that. It's only with people that that know me that when I'm not happy, I'm not happy. Like I'm not faking it. But then when it's meeting someone for the first time, I could be smiling and I would act like all bubbly and everything, but deep down I'm like, oh my God, am I not overdoing it? Am I not saying too much? And like things like that. And what ends up happening is because of that anxiety, right? I actually end up saying too much.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
But the good thing is usually it's happening both ways. The same way you were probably anxious because you're meeting them for the first time. They also have that. They have some anxiety.
But the funny thing about me is I will go through it. Like I will overthink like that and go through that before the incident. When the thing is actually happening, my mind is blank.
Yes, your mind is blank. Then that's when, like, when I'm now after the fact, that's when I'm like, oh yeah, I think I was overdoing it, and it's probably because subconsciously you're like
the aftermath. You're like, I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should have said it this way. Yeah. Maybe they would. The way they reacted, the way they looked at each other, guys. This thing.
And not even like, okay, the in-laws is like the other extreme, right? Even with interactions, like that anxiety, I don't know, like when you're interacting with someone that you don't usually talk to, how does that feel for you?
So for me, I think it depends on my mindset, and it depends on what I think that person, how important I want their perception of me to be.
But let's say if I'm just someone from church,
just someone, I'm not anxious about that. But if it's probably somebody,
I have a lot of awkward conversations, so that's where it's coming from. I'm trying to figure out, is it the anxiety from my part or the other person's side that makes some conversations awkward? Have you ever had a conversation like, but what were we talking about? Afterwards, it's just like, it's not even serious talk. It's just like, that's what you call it, that conversation that you have,
small talk.
It's just small talk, but then you're like, no, this was just off. Like this small talk was off.
I think I think it's anxiety on both parties.
On both parties, right?
Right. Yeah. Especially if you're not an extrovert like that and you're comfortable around people you're not used to. So you could feel some type of way. But I think I spoke about this the other time. That is, for example, somebody that I like.
You freeze.
Yo. I've realized that talking is a problem. And then after that, I'm thinking, I I'm quite intelligent and capable of having intelligent conversations.
But you were just mute, like you're hearing the topic for the first time, like you've never had anything.
It could be
spoken.
something very general, and then I'll just be smiling and my mind blank, or I'll just say something random. Even myself, I'm like,
did I say that? For me now, conversation-wise, I think I would be okay because I will probably overshare, like what I was saying that I'll probably overshare. And then I was like, but why did I say that? Because I'm anxious, right? But my problem is entering into a room.
okay.
Like, oh my God, like going to a wedding or something like that. For me, it doesn't even matter. Worst case scenario, you only know the people that are getting married, right? You only know the bride and groom. That's worst case scenario. But
That's
then me,
true.
even if I know, like, let's say I know 30% of the people there, my goodness. Going anywhere where there is crowds, it happens to me every time.
So
Like,
what will be going on in your mind?
that's the thing. When I think of it, right, it's more of, who am I going to talk to? What if I don't find anyone to talk to? And I'm thinking, I know probably even, for example, a good example would be, let's say you're going to a family wedding, right? You probably know 3/4 of the people there. Or let's say 50%, right, of the people that are there. But still, in my head, when I'm playing it, in my head, it's like, what if I don't have anyone to talk to?
And that's normal.
What if I say the wrong things? What if all this is going through my head as I'm navigating this? So on the outside, you're looking all good. Everything is on point. I even went to get makeup done by a professional. You look all put together. But on the inside, it's like, hey, so should I go now? And especially when I see people standing now talking, I'm thinking, should I go now? And sometimes I have that, oh no. Like I think because of anxiety, right? I think I have a lot of awkward moments.
What happened? Give us one.
Then I would go. I'm like, let's say I see you, right? Standing here talking to someone. I go there. I'm like, let me go to Caroline. Then when I get there, in most cases, I'll probably spend like 2 minutes, 3 minutes just standing there quiet without even saying anything. Not even a hi. Because I'm thinking, should I interject? Should I wait for them to finish? Is it now the right time? And then it passes again, and then now I'm just standing. And I've had those moments where then they're looking at you, and sometimes if people don't acknowledge you, it makes it even worse.
Exactly.
No, yeah.
Even in corporate functions, where like you're not really used to people like that, the people that are there. Then you get there and they're in the middle of a conversation, like really in the middle of it. And you're like, is this where I come in?
Yeah. And if you don't come in, then you're going to spend the whole night probably alone. So at some point in time, you just have to.
You're nodding and just smiling.
And then afterwards, they're like, are we sure we hired the right person? But every time I'm rethinking or I'm processing these events or these situations, right? It always dawns on me that the other person was probably also going through the exact same thing. The reason why, like, for example, in the example that I gave, the reason why they probably didn't acknowledge you is because they were also not sure.
They
like,
didn't think about it. Or they were not sure.
They were like, so should I say hi? Or am I being extra if I call her to?
And then sometimes if the person doesn't acknowledge you, you could think they don't like me. Or, they didn't really want me there to come and be part of that conversation. So those are thoughts.
Well, imagine that situation you're talking about, that you freeze, right? Imagine now you go to your in-laws and they also respond the same way. And then
they're going through their own.
They're going through their own thing, and then they freeze and they don't say anything. And then imagine after that incident or after that meetup, what you're going to be thinking. And what they're going to be thinking. You're probably thinking the same thing. Like they're thinking, she probably thinks we are not nice people. We are standoffish, like what you were saying. And you are probably thinking they think that as well.
So do you then think that is it better for people to just say what they're going through? But that would be awkward, right?
No, I think if you say it in a joking way.
Right, it could ease the tension.
Yeah. Like I've seen it on movies though, where someone would probably be like, "Oh my God, the way I was so anxious or the way I was so nervous to meet you." It then makes it, people will laugh about it. And the other person, you're also making the other person know that if I'm going to be awkward, if I'm going to be weird, it's because I am actually a bit nervous. And even the other person, it makes them put their guard down. Yeah. And it makes the conversation flow better. So if it's possible to do so, then why not? Why not do it? We were talking about the work scenario thing. Like at work, how quickly do you make friends at work, actually? Let's start there.
I think I'm a terrible person to ask something like that.
Is it because of anxiety or is it because you're just generally an introvert?
Generally because I'm an introvert. And that also adds to it.
Right.
That because conversation will not come naturally to me, to people that I don't know. So if we don't click immediately,
that's it.
That might be an issue. But things like in a work setup, things like getting ready for an interview and being in the interview itself. Your sweaty palms, you were jittery. Do you sleep well the day before an interview?
No, you can't. Okay, maybe there are people that do, but then, nah. I'd love to think we are all the same when it comes to this. Like, you could sleep. I dream. Okay, I'm the other extreme, right? I'll probably even dream about the interview and things related to that. And I'm not going to sleep well. Like, I'm not going to have like the most peaceful sleep I've had in a while. No. Before an interview, no. And then for me, in the work scenario, in the work space, it's sending emails. Not even emails. Sending messages to management or on a group. Like if I have to make an announcement on a group or something, the way I will read that, reread it.
What like
proofread
you'll be
it.
Thinking, is it the right tone?
Is it the right tone? Is it too
not
formal?
too formal?
Is it too casual? Am I like...
But you know what used to help us was we would write it out and then ask somebody to read it. And then if they say it's okay, then you send it. Like if it's a very important email.
If it's a very important email. But then what I'm talking about is like emails.
Day.
Like let's say I have to ask, are we closed for the holidays or something like that from my manager. Something like that. I'll probably, it's just one sentence probably or two.
Yeah.
But then I would read it. I'm like, is this too formal? Is this too casual? Am I being too extra? Or maybe I should just not send it and then wait it out and wait to hear from. Yeah, for me, that's huge. That's really huge. And then moving on from the big one.
Which one is the big one?
Relationships. In relationships, what makes you anxious? Okay, let's just start there. Like, what makes you anxious when it comes to your partner? What makes you anxious?
Before you even get to the part where you're in a relationship, when you're just starting talking,
get to know each other.
Starting to know each other, when the person sends a message, or you send a message, and they take time to respond. now you're thinking, did I overdo it? Did I sound too clingy? Should I send another message? Should I wait? If I send another message to be, feeling a bit desperate, should I wait?
There's a hack I saw on the internet, and I think it's worth trying when it comes to that.
Okay.
Put the conversation on ChatGPT and ask him, am I being too much?
For chat to analyze the
To analyze the conversation. That will save you. Like, I was like, if I had this when I was dating, that would save me shame. That would save me a lot, because I am that person, and I was that person, actually. I was that person who would be like, after sending a message, I'm like, maybe it was a bit much. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or maybe I shouldn't have texted back immediately, and things like that. So,
but I think also there are these social norms and social rules around dating and things like that are not really said. And so that makes things a whole lot complicated.
Yeah.
Like, when people do those games, I hate them. Where people like, they don't answer the phone. Like, those kind of things. And you're thinking...
Yeah, those it's like they're playing... It's like a psychological thing on you basically. To see if are you going to keep texting? And what I find irritating, and this was one of my biggest weaknesses, right? Is when someone doesn't reply, I feel the need to keep texting, because I'm thinking maybe I left the conversation at a point where they don't have anything to reply, so I'm gonna keep asking more to get a response. I don't know if it makes sense. Like, if I reply to you and I'm like, my day was fine, thank you, and then you don't respond, the next thing is, okay, I'm going to send another message. How was yours? And then if you don't respond, how's work? Like,
I mean, if you're sending messages to ask somebody and they don't respond, are you still going to keep sending messages?
I have done it. Like, guys, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has kept sending messages.
No, you definitely are not the only one. But then at some point,
when someone is not responding, and then you probably realize after 5 messages or something, like, okay, I think it's more on this side. I think I should stop. But yeah, I have done that. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think I have done it at some point. Yeah.
And also because I'm thinking you're busy. I'm thinking maybe you're busy. When you get to it, you reply.
No, there is busy, man. And then there is just a person just not being very good in communication.
That's right. That's true.
And then now, if you've been through a number of frogs, when you then meet a person who's genuinely busy, that anxiety now will start going... Maybe they actually have other people that they're talking to.
Yes.
They're giving. If I was that important, they would pay attention,
But it's also make time. True. Like, I have seen people, right, who even after thinking that they are busy, or even knowing that they are busy people, I still think that if they really cared,
they would make
for
time.
The person, they would make time. They would put in effort. They would, because you're still going to go to the bathroom. You're still going to take a break. You're still going, even if it's a 10-minute break, you're still going to take a 10-minute break. And of the 10 minutes, I'm not saying give me the full 10 minutes. I'm just saying give me 2 minutes of that break.
Yeah.
Or like something like that. And yeah, okay. Like I don't, there's no excuse. Those are the people that actually make the anxiety worse. People that don't respond because they say they are busy. Those people, for me, they're the worst.
They do. But I
like, I understand maybe even delayed response, especially in the initial phase, right? When you have set the tone, when people now know, like for example, right now, if I don't respond to Gerald, right, my husband, I think he would probably feel like I doubt he would get anxious, because even if he doesn't respond to me, I'm not gonna get it. Okay.
We had a moment. Okay.
No, because I just thought of something. Another thing that makes me anxious, and this one I think it's trauma attached. I don't think trauma is the right word, but it could be. Okay. I have to clarify that because I know you and trauma and using the word trauma. But then when I'm texting someone that I know, I'm texting my husband, I'm texting a friend, or I'm texting my mom, for example, right? If they don't respond, the first thing that comes to my mind is something happened to them.
Are they okay?
Are they okay? And the moment that thought runs through my mind, oh my God. My anxiety is at a peak, because I'm now thinking, oh my God, why haven't they replied? It's 10 minutes now. What's happening? It's 15 minutes now. What's happening? So, yeah.
I do that for people who are very far away from me.
Yes, distance, you're right. I wanted to say, I think distance makes it worse. Like for family that's away, when I text them, I know it's kind of silly, it's crazy. And actually, I have an example of something similar that happened recently, where I was doing the same. I was texting, right? And then I wasn't getting a response. I started thinking, what's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? All day. I'm like, something is definitely wrong. And then I try calling again. It's not even going through. I was like, my goodness, what is this? What has happened? Now I'm almost getting to the point where I want to call someone else and say, please check up on
this person.
So and so. And guess what happens? That's when they respond. Like, just when I was about to, that's when they respond, and they're like, we haven't had electricity for the...
Guys, can we talk about this? This electricity thing.
This
so my phone was out of thing.
This no network thing. Like, that was the thing, right? Like, we haven't had electricity, so my phone was out of...
And especially
battery.
If the person has underlying issues, or they have had some medical things happen before.
I was like, oh my God, you should, you I don't know, like, I would prefer, like, I realize that, you know what,
it's normal.
It's normal, and at the same time, you could really get to that extent or to that extreme over something that's not even there.
Yeah,
like,
you could spiral.
Happened.
You can, and I think you can feel it when you're spiraling. Yeah, you can feel it. I think I'm overdoing it now.
Anyway, so I was saying that when it comes to relationships, it's just the texting.
Yeah, for now that's all I can think of. Or maybe they respond a certain way to something, and then you go home and then you start thinking, but that way that they responded, did they mean that? Or did they mean something else? But then the kind of person that I am, I would probably bring it up to get some clarification
on what they meant.
Yeah.
For me, it's when someone sets date or something, or like, we should go for coffee. When you just meet someone, or we should go for coffee, or we should... And
they don't make an effort to actually make it happen. They don't set the date.
They just put it out there. It's like, no, so were you just trying to make conversation? Were you serious? Do you really want to go for coffee? But I think we had a vibe. Like, I think we had something...
For me, it's not even just in relationships. It's even with...
Yes, even in friendships.
Like, it has happened several times where a person says, let's meet up, and you even set a date. Now, if you don't come back to me and say, is it confirmed, or you don't even speak about it or bring it up. For me, that's strange. I would be thinking, did they really want this to happen or not?
I understand why that would bring anxiety, right? But then being the person on the other side of things also, usually, because I'm not an outgoing person per se, I'd rather be at home.
Okay.
Right. So it's not really about the person. It doesn't matter who I made the plans with. If they don't follow up, I'm not.
You're like, I'm good. But then the kind of person that I am, right, is if we talk about it, right, and we say, let's meet in 2 weeks' time on Friday. I already have a mental note. And so I'm going to organize my life in such a way that I am actually free.
Available
on that day. And then you don't bring it up. You don't say anything. I've probably gotten an off day from work and something. And nothing from you. It makes me feel some type of way.
But that's what I'm saying. For me now, I will also clear my schedule because I'm supposed to meet you on Friday. But if you don't follow up, I'm like, okay, more time to myself. It's not like I'm not planning.
You, on the other hand, you're not going to have anxiety about it to say, was this person serious? I will actually have
anxiety in terms of, are you going to follow through on it? In the sense that I'm actually hoping. Like I'm those people. Those introverts that they post on social media and say that I'm hoping that you cancel the plans even after we made them. It's because I am that person. But surprisingly,
you actually like going out.
No, I don't like going out. I don't like going out. I enjoy when I'm out. I don't know if it makes sense. Like I don't like the
effort,
the effort, the getting ready, the anxiety. I think it's what I was saying. Like, even if I know I'm going out with my friends, I'm thinking when I'm going, it's that thing like, so is it going to be nice? Are we going to be bored? What are we going to be talking about? What's it? All that is what I don't like. And I try and avoid as much as possible. And because of that now, it's like when someone cancels plans, okay, that's a relief. At the same time, when I do go out, I usually have a blast. And then I come back and I'm like, oh my God, it was so good. It was, but then would I have done it? No. But what has helped me now over like the last few years is that realization. When I came to that realization that I might dread this and I might want people to cancel plans and things like that. But when I actually go out, I have fun. And it doesn't help that I got married to someone who's really outgoing, who likes going out and what. So now I'm slowly getting into it. And I'm like, okay, when you say randomly, if you say, let's go and do this, I would try and ignore or avoid the anxiety for the moment with the promise that I'm actually going to have fun. I know it's tried and tested. 90% of the time, I've actually had fun when I did end up going out. But yeah, so sometimes when you are being anxious or when you're overthinking because someone made plans and then they're not following up, just remember that they could be like me. They actually need the push too. It's nothing serious. It's not like they didn't mean it. They actually wanted it. When they said it in the moment, they wanted it.
But then what happens now? Say, for example, you ask and then you realize that they had not actually made any accommodation for those plans.
No, those people are the ones that are triggering the anxiety. Those people are the ones that are making the world more anxious day by day. And those people should be cancelled.
That escalated quite quickly.
Because I mean, you already know it's tough for everyone out there. It's tough, like processing all these emotions that we have to deal with. It's already tough as it is. So why are you making plans that you don't even want to fulfill?
Yeah, like maybe
Just say I'm not
you
available.
just say it in passing, and then it happens. Or maybe someone can genuinely forget. Side eye.
No, why? Value you place on people. Value you place on people.
But there's a major thing that also makes me very anxious. Going before people and speaking.
I wanted to ask you that. I don't know why I forgot. When we were talking about the social setting thing, I wanted to ask you, because you do that a lot.
I do it a lot, but my God, it's very weird. I will get very anxious. I'll even get a runny stomach sometimes. I cannot contain myself. My heart is beating, whatnot. And it will go on for the longest time. But the moment I stand in front of people,
it's gone.
It's gone.
But then can't you use the same thought that I was talking about, that you remember or you remind yourself that usually I'm only this anxious up until this point. Once I start, it's gone. So at the end of the day, it's not that deep.
I don't know. I'll try it next time.
Yeah. Because for me, I'm like that, definitely. It's not like I've conquered this. I am like that. I am like that. Like, regardless, even if I'm supposed to make a 2-sentence announcement, I'm like, God, it's in front of people. Even on an online platform, okay. Yes. Like it's the same. It doesn't change because I'm online and things like, no, it doesn't change. It's always the same, but then it's starting to get better by online, that is. It's starting to get better because I tell myself.
You do it quite often.
Yes.
These days.
And I tell myself that when I did it before, it was okay. People were more receptive of it. And that has helped me. So, that's a tricky one.
So the last
I've seen people saying, imagine people wearing clown outfits. Imagine this. Like, I've seen people say weird things. I've seen people say hold something and press it hard when you're starting to feel anxious. I'm like, that doesn't work, guys. That doesn't work. And worse, if you make eye contact with someone who just has a weird resting face.
They're just staring at you, blank faced, no reaction whatsoever.
You're like, okay, but everyone else was laughing a few minutes ago, or everyone else was smiling at least. Public speaking is something else.
Public speaking is a thing, man. And I don't know.
And I heard somewhere that no matter how many times you do it, that should actually never go away. Because the moment that goes away, what's going to keep you on your toes?
The last time that I had to do a spoken word poem, whatever, on Easter, I mean, that time was bad. Because also for me, I tend to be a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I want to spend as much time as possible in preparation. Now, if I don't get that time to prepare.
Oh, yeah, she spends a lot of time in preparation.
And you just tell me 2 days before. My God. Oh, my God. The anxiety is through the roof.
Yeah.
So that's what happened last time. And now the program changed. From nowhere, I was in the bathroom, people. I was in the bathroom getting myself ready. Excuse me. And then I had Caroline. I was supposed to come like right at the end, and the program was just starting. So I knew I had enough time.
So they switched you up from being at the end to being
The first.
the first act.
I knew there was time, right? So I was mentally getting myself prepared and, just checking my makeup and stuff. Then I hear my name. I was like, did I hear correctly? I wasn't even done with my makeup. The way I ran out of that bathroom. And I ran not to go to the stage, to check
if they really said your name.
I get to the door and people are like, go up. And they're taking my bags and everything. Yo, guys, hey. And then I get up there and then it's
gone.
It's gone.
Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing. But I don't know if I'm being too scientific here, but then what causes that?
What causes the anxiety?
The anxiety, like what triggers it? Because there has to be something. Because like what you're saying, right? The moment you start doing something, it's gone. And when it's gone, it's like, it's even surprising. Like sometimes I'm even surprised myself. Like the way I was so anxious and now this is me just like flowing and going. And it's like, what happened?
I really don't know. I think we would have to find out and do some research about it.
Wow. Because that for me is what I think if we, it's what would actually help us. It's I think it actually helps us subconsciously, because I've heard of people that have failed to go on stage. I've heard of people that have failed to speak. I've heard of people who will be like, who cancel last minute and actually drop the ball.
Or even that you get on stage and then your mind goes blank.
Exactly.
And
there are people like that. But then I think what keeps us going is that the fact that we know that in the end, it's just nerves. It's nothing serious. It's just nerves. It's just how our bodies operate. And you can get past it. And the word of God says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, let your request be known to God. So even if you're texting a boy and you're getting anxious, keep reciting that verse. It works, guys. It works.
Really?
Yes, because just let God know what you want. What's the outcome? And also submit it to God and say, God, if it is your will, let it be done. And the moment you do that, I think that has also helped me a lot in the surrender part. Like, God, if it is your will, let your will be done. Let your will be done. Let your will be done. And it's some form of meditation, I guess, for other people who are not Christians. But then for me as a Christian, that helps. When I meditate, especially on that verse, it's like, okay, why am I being anxious? Why am I being anxious?
Wow.
Why am I being anxious? And at the end, I'm like, if I'm still anxious, that means I haven't let my request fully known to God. And the more I pour out, the more I tell God, okay, I'm anxious because I really like this person. Or I really like this person. I really want this person to like me. So help me, God. And the more I say it, the more I pour out, the more the anxiety goes. And eventually it's like,
wow. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
Let's put it into practice.
Yes.
So tell us, guys, we have told you about our
anxiety moments,
and would like to know also how do you handle it, and not even how do you handle it, because we have said that it's normal in most situations, right?
Yeah,
like
but
you're
then
going
also,
to.
So I think what also helps, especially if you're ruminating and you're spiraling, to have somebody to share with.
Yes.
Just saying it out, kind of exposes that.
And you would see, like, for example, if she's going to come to me and tell me that I'm feeling anxious because I have to go on stage, I'll probably laugh at her and be like, come on, How many times have you done this? And why are you even anxious? And I've had the same experience, right? When I'm telling people like, I'm not so sure I can do it. And it's like, like, and the moment you say it out loud, you actually realize that it's not as big. All right. It's been nice.
Thank you so much, guys. Please share thoughts on how people can help, how you yourself have dealt with anxiety and the situations that have made you anxious, so that we can all learn together.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. See you in the next one.
See you next time.
Bye.